Hi, welcome back.
Looks like we weren't doing intros, so we're still going to do that.
Okay,
Yeah. Electric cars. Thoughts? Instant first reaction.
First reaction is propaganda.
Propaganda for...
Think about it like this, right? They did the whole diesel is good, made everybody switch over to diesel.
Yeah, with the
Now
diesel,
they're doing-
cut the diesel tax.
But I'm thinking outside of the box this time. I think, right, it's all a money grab. Because if you think about it, if you go and buy a car, what happens? The government make money. As much as the companies make money.
But that's just tax in general. You're talking about UK. That's not a whole worldwide thing. The whole worldwide thing is climate change, better for the environment.
But is it really, though?
Well, when you talk about Toyota Prius being the best example. It's a Loft car that's originally sold in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Battery shipped from Nigeria
to
Japan. It was then built in Japan and then shipped back
to America. Completed.
Carbon life cycle, 20 years.
But you see, the thing is,
For zero emission.
Yeah, they have their place. If I was like Minister of Transport, I would literally sit there and I'd be like, you know what? You don't have to have an electric car, but if you have more than 3 cars, 4th has to be electric.
Well, that just sounds very communist.
It's not communist because the don't have more than more.
I can't have as many cars as I want. I think we're in trouble here in this building.
No, but like at the moment, people are being forced to drive electric.
There's still choice. You can still buy a petrol or diesel.
No, you can still buy petrol, diesel.
There's massive incentives to buy those.
But what I'm saying is, like, electric has its place. I believe an electric car should be used in built-up areas, i.e., if you're going into London. Only reason why is because they're better on mileage during short stints. The minute you're on a motorway, they drop like a brick. And we're in winter now, so what's going to happen?
Got heating drains batteries.
Heated seats, heated steering wheel. Oh,
I think what was the most disappointing thing about electrics, when obviously electric started coming out, you had basically just had this electric platform, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then people put bodies on top. Unfortunately, manufacturers all went to that. All went immediately crossover. Everything is going to be a crossover.
Yeah.
But I genuinely thought. I remember seeing on Top Gear, I think James May, this is before like electric was massive. I think James May went to, I think it was Japan or somewhere, and they had the modular car. So you could have it, you buy the chassis, but you can have it with a body on top, with like a pickup truck or a minivan.
Yeah, I remember seeing.
And I remember watching that, and then obviously with electric cars coming out in the UK and being rolled out and being more popular and kind of, as you said, sort of being forced upon us. I genuinely thought we were going to have some really cool stuff like the return of Baton, Pininfarina,
true.
Oh, even Rolls Royce, but the body, just a custom body onto an electric chassis.
But technically, they've been doing that anyway. I mean, VAG Group. I mean, the Urus, the Bentayga, the Touareg,
Jesse
the
Volkswagen.
Porsche. Like,
well, no, Volkswagen Group. How to sell a Touareg for £350,000?
Yeah, sticker of Lamborghini sticker.
Bentayga, Urus,
Porsche,
SQA, Porsche.
I mean, it gets to a certain point where you're like, what am I actually driving? I mean, I've owned a Porsche Cayenne, and I tell you what, that is for an SUV.
It wasn't electric though, was it?
It was hybrid.
Oh, was it hybrid? What, is it drive-in hybrid or was it?
So you could drive an electric and get 20-mile range.
Yeah, does it charge itself? Self-charge. I can't forget the
self-charge. It's plug-in, but it self-charges when you put it in sports.
So devil's juice now, according to the news.
Horrible news. The thing is, right, electric, if you look at, so for instance, what we have on the market at the moment, right, you can either, if you're a company, and I think companies are doing the Lord's work, have electric car, use it for 2-3 years, put it back on the market at a discount of almost 60% off. You can get a Porsche Taycan Turbo Sportsback for like 45 grand, and it's bells and whistles.
Is that
if I lived in London?
Yeah, but is that
I would. If I lived in London as my daily, I would. Not for like if I was like a commuter and I had to do like, you know, those miles where there's no train station or bus, but you had to take it, and it's like you're talking not even 10 miles round trip. Perfect. You're not putting a heat cycle in an engine. How many moving parts in an electric vehicle? You told me this yourself.
I've forgotten now.
Wait, I'm beating you with your own stick. Yes,
40,
we win.
It's like stupid, like 42 moving parts, and then 3,900 and something in an internal combustion engine. But the Taycan one, is that really a fair argument? Because they depreciate like a rocket ship. That's not a good value car.
Yeah, but that's
I know what you're saying, buying for a car. The only people buying them would be company directors.
Yeah, but once they've done with it on their cycle, because it's on finance, they're going to put it back on the market and they've lost 60%. So there you are, jumping into a nice electric vehicle
Yeah, but then people are fearing of the battery degradation.
Yeah, but as long as you get a warranty, you're fine.
Hmm. Would you get
Warranty
warranty on a
OS. Yeah,
5-year-old car?
yeah, yeah. You can get extended warranty. I'm pretty sure you can. It's like the LaFerrari. LaFerraris were hitting at what they were sat at 1 million because people didn't want to pay the 150 grand, like changing the battery. And then Ferrari came out and said, if you pay 10 grand a year warranty, or 10 grand warranty or something like that, hence why now LaFerraris are 2 point something mil because people are like, oh, actually, that's now a goodbye. It's now a goodbye because my multi-million-pound car, I don't have to spend 10% on battery.
Was interesting. Was it the 918 was probably the best one out of those three for hybrid tech.
Full drive.
I think the P1 had quite a few issues. The earlier ones with the battery.
The batteries.
I remember that.
The battery today is still 60,000+. Like,
it's a big pill to swallow. That
when it first came out, you know, when they said hybrid, obviously, when it comes to technology, yeah, we don't actually, you don't explain how it's done. And in my head, I'm like, if the battery dies, just change the battery. That's what I was thinking. And then when you look at the architecture, like, so I don't know if you know a guy called Tavares in America who had he bought a P1 that was water flooded.
Oh, was it the yellow one? That was really famous online. That looked really sad.
In the salt water and all of that. And then I think, in essence, it makes sense. But then when you now see, for me, battery technology has gone so far.
It's got jumps, leaps and bounds.
Because they're first generation, they're pioneers. But to say today, for instance, where do you see battery? How far can battery technology go?
It was Nissan that have patented solid state batteries.
Yeah.
Which would be a completely different ballgame. So no liquid lithium. It's obviously completely solid, lightweight.
But
that's the issue with electric batteries. They're heavy.
But then,
and don't store energy very well.
At what point do you say we now have enough electric cars on the road? Because can the world sustain everybody? Think about it. Can the world sustain everybody driving electric? Because how is it going to make the power?
I think it's going to run out of cobalt and lithium. So the problem's going to start there.
So then,
I think it's cobalt. I think it's something like 80 or 90% of the whole of cobalt supply is located in Nigeria. The world supply.
But at the same time, if you look at,
it's currently a very stable place to go to at the moment. Anyway,
I mean, you won't catch me on a flight to Nigeria just now. But it's a hard topic, the electric topic, because even though I wouldn't go out and buy an electric car and say I'm going to go have fun, I'm going to tour with this, I'm going to travel, blah blah blah. I would say I would buy, like, you know, the Honda. What's that little Honda? The Honda, the electric Honda.
Oh, the Honda E.
Honda E. Same.
That's such a cool car.
I would, if I was going to date, if I lived in London, I don't live in London, I would have that car to go A to B. It's small. You don't have to worry about a big parking.
No.
It does the job from A to B.
How good does the Renault 5 electric look?
Everybody.
What a throwback. And the Twingo they bring out.
Everybody is buying electric vehicles.
Well, then again, is that the whole thing we're talking about? When we're talking about the bodybuilders coming back, is the retro mods coming back? Because now we're like, oh, we don't actually need to think about aerodynamics necessarily and air getting into the engine. It could just build what we want.
But you want how make
finally
you want.
Actually start having some cool shapes instead of crossover.
Do you know the one electric I'm actually looking forward to is the VW? They're bringing back the GTI, but in electric, and it actually looks more like a GTI than the disabled looking car it looks like now.
Well, they brought out that GTE, which was like a Golf with slightly GTI body styling.
Yeah, but
it was a 1.4. It wasn't.
Yeah, 1.4 with electric. But this is going to be complete body up.
Yeah, but do you know what? That's the GTI. The whole point of the hot hatch. I mean, we've got the Mark 1 here. Whole point of hot hatch: noise, feel, fun. It's brilliant, that one.
You just smell the octane fuel going through your nostrils.
But talk about electric. You're saying brilliant for daily, but obviously, where does that fit in the car community?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
In your opinion?
In my opinion.
So where do you view? So performance electrics, obviously Tesla only go fast in a straight line and kill all its battery. Porsche, I quite like Porsche hybrids at the moment because that is just purely used for the 10 miles electric and the rest of it is just to increase post.
Yeah, because my Cayenne had 900 torque, 608, 600, I don't know, I think it's like 700 brake.
That's like ridiculous. It's brilliant.
But the thing is, right, I remember when we were in, when I drove up to Scotland, like, there was no car within a 40-mile range that was getting away from me. I was the daddy. Who's the daddy? I am the daddy.
That's a
I had
power,
carbon.
man.
I had carbon ceramics. So you might think he's a big, heavy car. I'm gonna get him on the corners. No, I've got you there as well. But in the car community, I don't think there's a place for electric unless, like you say, the Peripherines, all those classic guys come back and they turn
Hyundai.
cars into
High and over their end cars.
that's a different ball game there because they tried to put character in something that shouldn't have character, even though there's no soul.
You're looking at what's the end, the Hyundai Ioniq N.
Yeah.
So over 2 ton hatchback, which is like a mini Range Rover size in terms of dimensions. Over 500 horsepower, over 600 foot-pound of torque, drift mode, torque vectoring, and also now obviously given MSV, I think it was MSV, the track days. Obviously, used to run all BMW M240s.
Yeah,
And they've changed them all now to Hyundai Ioniq.
that makes sense. More fun.
Is it? I don't know it is again. And they got the fake noise.
But the thing is, right, is it what are you looking for in an electric vehicle? This is the thing, because we're in winter and all I see now is people having range anxiety.
Well, it goes back to what you were saying though. Is it the company director's car just the suitable daily? Which I would actually agree for you. But then where does Hyundai fit in that? Because if you're a petrol head, if you're going to spend 75,000, I think.
Yeah, ish.
If you're going to spend £75,000, I get it as your company director, it's your only car. You get the best of both worlds. But are you going to spend £75,000 on that, or Porsche 911, or Mercedes AMG, or BMW M cars, or?
But then what's the market? I think the market will be judged. It's the car version of capitalism, isn't it? The market will judge if it's a car for the people. For me,
I don't think they've sold that many of them.
I don't think they have, but they've kept the numbers limited, if that makes sense. There's more of the bog standard ones than there is the sporty one.
It's less than half the price.
Less than half the price. But then, like you say, where for me, I'm not saying it should be at the car community. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a place for it, but for me, in my brain, it should be art. It should get to a point where it's now art. Does that make sense? You don't need the noise, like Rimac.
Yeah,
I think Rimac are doing something with Pininfarina or something like that, or they're doing some. There is a car manufacturer in which the chassis,
that Red Bull car, isn't it?
yeah, the chassis is basically been given to them and they just rebought it. It's coach working.
Yeah.
Coach working is coming back,
Which would be cool. Which would be good to see. It's funny you say that though. It's obviously I talk about car being artwork. Pull up in an Ioniq N, which on paper was quite a cool car.
Yeah.
You don't look at that. People would go look at the Renault 5 electric or the Honda E.
Yeah, but I think the Renault 5,
It's throwback.
It's throwback. It's nostalgia.
Mine's alike.
Hey, but it's nostalgia though. It's like, look at, I think the one company that's failed with nostalgia is Ford. The Ford Puma, the Mustang. I mean,
Don't get me
I want to be a fly in that boardroom when people are throwing those ideas. Let's make the Mustang an electric car.
Ford.
The Capri.
Ford. Did you see the Capri advert?
Yes.
Did you see the Capri advert? They had the old Capri in there doing a burnout on there.
Yeah.
And then they advertised this massive SUV that's electric.
You know when you see
I've seen anything that's actually. It doesn't affect me. I know it doesn't affect me, but I've never had seen something and been so enraged by it. Just like someone sat in a meeting room and said, "This is a really good idea."
No, but then if you catch that, I caught that video at the wrong moment. In my head, I'm like, they're bringing the Capri back.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God, somebody in that boardroom has actually sat there and said,
it's going to have a Coyote engine in it. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to
muscle car, British muscle car.
And all of a sudden, boom, this big lard of electric on the set. You're like,
thing is, they brought that out. They would have sold so many of them. Think about how many Capris were sold in the Dagenham days and Dagenham Escorts and stuff. How much popular they are now.
We are forgetting this is the same company that killed their most sold car, the Fiesta. I thought it was a good idea.
They got sold. They sold the Fiesta.
They've stopped selling Fiestas. They've genuinely stopped selling Fiestas. I think it's been a while.
I can kind of understand that when they brought out so many models. You got the Puma, another one, Ford Puma, Sports Puma, the EcoBoost, Capri. They brought out all the historic names, haven't they? Apart from Cortina.
2023, they stopped selling.
Cortina's going to be the next one.
Don't. But at that point,
Well, your Focus, Eco, Puma, Sport Puma, Capri, I'll say Focus.
Galaxy's next.
S Max, that was it.
Yeah, I think so. What's the big one?
S Max.
X Max. They're
It's
gonna.
like the Mumble.
That's the mum.
Yeah.
They're gonna. But what I don't understand is you want nostalgia.
Cougar.
Cougar. But you want nostalgia, but then give us petrol. Like
Well, it's the
the
weird.
Puma looks nothing like a Puma. Does nothing like what the Puma used to
I don't
do.
think anyone's. It sounds really weird for such massive companies with massive marketing departments and research departments that none of them have looked online and gone, electric cars aren't selling too well.
Yeah, but
Maybe we should build more electric cars. Maybe they'll like them more.
you know, when it comes to the marketing department and the boardroom, I would be very interested to see every single one of their garages.
Well, no,
I want to see what's in their garages.
coming massively off topic. Everyone that sat silent in that boardroom at the Jaguar meeting, the Jaguar rebrand.
What's happened to that? Do you know what they could have done with that? They could have used that as
Just turned around, had a
done
the advert.
Like, are we ever gonna go electric and
Just do that. Just do that advert again, but then just have a Jaguar come in, a live Jaguar come in and tear all the anchors up,
Yeah.
and then bringing out a massive supercharged V8.
Literally. Do you know? I reckon they won't have enough.
The G-Type, 2-door sports car.
Yeah, done.
Oh, I believe, bro. You know, the one they killed off, the supercar that they did build because there wasn't a market for it, and then a year later you had the Holy Trinity come out. That car, they brought that out, a new version of that.
I mean, let's address the elephant in the room. Porsche just released their Cayenne electric vehicle, right?
You're obsessed with the Cayenne.
I'm not obsessed with it.
It's like
I feel like I'm just
interesting
annoyed.
model Porsche makes.
No, I'm just so annoyed that like with all the noise and the way electric's going, they still decided to bring out a heavy. Okay, yeah, cool. 400 kilowatt charging. We all know if you charge your phone with high speed charging too much,
I'm not bothered. It charges overnight. Everyone talks about range anxiety. I mean, people go like the Peugeot E208.
Yes,
I think that's a really good looking car.
Yeah, the police use that as well.
Yeah, it's a brilliant looking thing. But like, it only does 100, 150 odd miles on the smallest battery you can buy. Where it goes, oh, that's not enough. So, how often do you
Where
drive?
are you going?
Where are you going on a daily basis?
Hence why it goes back to what I was saying. It's fine if you're going to work. Let's say, okay, put yourself in this situation, right? You're a mum of, let's say you're a mum of 2 kids. You have an electric vehicle for yourself. You're not into your cars.
Yeah.
Having an electric vehicle means, in my eyes, you don't have to go to a petrol station anymore. So if your wife wasn't into cars and she just needs to go A to B, get in a nice electric car, done. Like, it's done because you charge it from home.
Yep.
Once a week at best.
Charge at night when you're not using it.
Exactly. And then guess what? You don't have to, you know that age-old thing, do you leave your kid in the car when you're going to pay or do you take them out the car to go pay? Out the window. Kids in bed. You're in bed. And you're getting your car charged overnight when it's cheaper.
Yeah.
But then it comes down to, look at the price of electric. Just paying for electric in your house alone.
It's vile at the moment. I think
mean,
it's only going to get worse in the next couple of weeks.
I mean, I'm really tempted to take up cycling to generate my own electricity in a battery pack. But I do think the way forward is the Tesla Powerwall with solar panels.
Can we just address you taking up cycling?
That's not going to happen. My bum cheeks are too
That's
tender.
our friendship.
No, I can admit,
It's our friendship.
if anybody
I have
sees
nothing
me,
against cyclists. It's just not my sort of thing. And I think a lot of them have given themselves a very bad reputation on the
Yes,
road.
they
which
have.
I think is a fair point to make.
Yes. But if you ever see me on a bike, feel free to run me over. I have said that, and that is a public announcement, and I approve that message.
I'll open the door and it's fine, don't worry.
Okay, no worries, thank you. But like going back to like the whole car scene of electric, I don't think for me, you have to remember we like a car because of the smell of the engine, the revving, the noise, the emotion, and
We're a minority. But do you think general public are interested in that anymore?
They're not, but at the same time, the general public are bothered about money, whilst the car people are bothered about character. So you'd never.
You talk about money. The electric Corsas, 35 grand.
Yeah,
A
but they still-
Corsa.
but they still lose their asses.
Yeah.
You tell me an electric car that's held value after a year. After a year.
Fully electric.
Fully electric car that's held value after a year.
I couldn't.
That's my point.
Oh, Rimac.
That's my point. I mean, that's a different. I mean, that's gone all quiet. Rimac's gone all quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah.
For me, it's not. I'm not. I'm not going to sit there and be some holier than now. Electrics are bad. Blah blah.
I'm not going to
They
say
have
it
their
has a
place. They have
purpose.
their
I do
place.
agree with you on that one.
But to say a car person is going to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get rid of my
I'm going
my
to sell my
911, 993 air-cooled Porsche GT to go get myself a Hyundai N."
The ladies love it. So we're talking about that the other day. The Porsche. Oh, it's just some old Porsche. Why don't you get a new car?
Yes. No, we can't say that because they might watch this.
They don't understand still. It's fine.
Okay.
Just get a new Honda. Just get a Hyundai. It's fine.
But then, okay, you know,
You care about the environment. You might be quite cool now. I care about the environment. That's why I drive electric.
But do we really need to care about the environment?
Is it really caring about the environment when it's got 20 years to get rid of its carbon tax? Wait.
But then, okay, when it comes to mileage, when it comes to speed, right? And all these electric sports cars have so much power. Do you not think, let's say that Golf GTI now, you can do 30 miles an hour and have fun. Do you think doing 30 miles an hour on a 2-ton plus electric car is going to give you the same?
No, absolutely not. How
So
can it?
then- so-
There's no.
So
It's
then
like the Tesla's party trick, and it's like most electric cars. I mean, even joke about it, the Twizy we got.
Yeah.
That's like that will beat every single car off the line to 5 miles an hour.
110%.
But then it just drives. It's nice. It's getting a car. It's warm and just drives. Not Twizy. It's got no windows. But most electrics, their party piece is the acceleration and instant torque.
Oh, the electric G-Wagon? Do you know what its party trick is?
I can rotate
on the spot.
The Chinese have worked out to do that now. Let's not have fun.
Yeah, it's not. You're not unique. But again, like, would an electric car that has no motion, you have to go so far? I mean, we're talking about cars.
It's
no-
ridiculous.
Cars today going
You
so
shouldn't
quick.
have to go fast to enjoy a car.
Yeah, but the cars
So
are so
our B
heavy.
roads with the old Julias. How much fun
Yeah,
is that?
very fun.
And you feel like you're going very fast, and then it turns out you're not. You look at the speedo. Oh,
Yeah, but then what's the weight in the Julia? 900 kilos at best.
yeah. If
That's a podgy one. That's
me in the car.
me in the car, way more than you. But then that's what I'm saying though, because an electric car is what, two. An average electric car is 2 tons. Let's just say 2 tons.
Well, look at the sporty one, the Hyundai N we keep talking about. That's 2.2, I think it is.
2.2. That's, you know what, right?
Fuck.
That's 300 kilos lighter than a Porsche, and that has an engine in it.
Ridiculous.
And I can get more character out of that than the Hyundai. And I'm not saying, the thing is, this is not an electric car slate.
It's not an
We're
electric
not slating.
fashion.
It's where is their place? And there is a place for them, but I wouldn't sit there and say it's a place for a car guy to take an electric car and be like, oh yeah, I'm going out in a... No, it's a car guy would own an electric car, but it's for your daily. So you're not putting mileage on your nice car. Like, for instance, the Aston, the Julias, the GTI.
Yeah.
Like, you could literally leave those cars now and be like, you know what? I can put them away. There's salt on the road. You're going to winter. You're not really going anywhere. You're going to
You
stay
could
where
take
you
the
are.
brunt of the miserable weather and enjoy you in the sun.
Yeah. Somebody from Southside. Who's coming? Okay.
Copacetic with his
car.
bath bright green.
That's a business car.
What you were saying, though, I do actually agree with. It's been where you're saying you got your fun car and then you got your daily car, and obviously if you're a business owner, it's technically a free vehicle, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You obviously, I think where we're sort of heading towards a place in them is they are the daily.
Basically,
But
the King Days.
Where the interesting part is, obviously now we've started seeing people going back to retro designs, and we haven't seen the quite rebirth of coach builds and bodybuilders. But you start seeing retro designs and stuff as stuff that you look back on your car rather than going, it's a box. Like I don't mean to slander Tesla owners. The Tesla owners, it's like glorified Ford Mondeo, isn't it? It looks like a Ford Mondeo. There's nothing interesting about it. Cybertruck is just a wedge.
What can a Tesla do? Go fast and straight line.
But I
Cool,
get
bro.
zero. Like they ruined the car market with the screen.
Yeah.
The tablet in a car, Tesla's invention, and ruined the car market. The Hyundai, it's a Hyundai Praise episode. Promise we're not sponsored by them, but they said we made a mistake with tablets in vehicles and going back to buttons. What a cool statement to make. What car manufacturer's done that?
But then that's why they sell.
Yeah.
They don't have issue selling. They don't have issue selling any of their makes. The people that have issue selling are people who are trying to, for instance, you remember the Ferrari tried to do touchscreen in their cars? I think it's the 2.6. What's the 3 litre and the V8? SF90. It's touchpad. It's not actually buttons. And you're like, what are you
I
doing?
don't want that.
What are you
I
doing?
don't want it.
And they sit there. It's like they're trying to. They think they're catering to the masses, but they're catering to the very, 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 very small, minute people.
The people who are buying that car, they're not interested in that.
What happened
Not
to?
interested. But the 4C, Alfa Romeo 4C, the bare bones, the plastic and stuff like that. I don't need touchscreens. I just want a really nice speedo.
Done. What happens if it's not broke? Don't fix it. Is that everybody's trying to reinvent the wheel? We don't
can't
need the
reinvent
real
the wheel.
like. It's done because guess what? We're all reverting back to cars that are 20, 25, 30 years old because of one thing. And I think the manufacturer, and I'm telling you now, mark it, book it, ship it, clip it. The manufacturer that sits down and says, you know what? We're going to revert back to what we did 20 years ago. I'm telling you now, their prices will go up. And the thing is, remember, what did we talk about earlier? You don't need 1,000 brake. You don't need 400 brake. You can get 400 brake out of a 2.5 litre.
It's a bit excessive at that point. Just on boost and then change gear.
Yeah, okay, or 3
But no, I do agree. You don't. It's just a gimmick, though, isn't it? It's the you know that it goes back to that point in time before obviously electric was popular, where you had all the car manufacturers going. So the Ford Focus ST needs to have 400 horsepower and blah blah blah. Blah. You don't need that. You just needed a little 1.6 turbo, drives nicely.
In the next
all
5
by the
years,
hills.
a majority of people will not know how to drive stick.
Which is terrifyingly sad, actually.
And why? Because we're going automatic. And I believe, you know what, right? I'm on the road a lot with my job, and I look at everything and I see to myself, the reason why we have more accidents, the reason why people are on their phones more is because they drive automatics. You drive an automatic, and you got your hand just free.
Yeah.
And you're bored. You're not having to think about changing.
Are you suggesting the mobile phone whilst driving crisis has been caused by people driving automatic?
Yes, I reckon it has. I'm telling you, I would love...
You need to do something with their left hand.
I'm just saying, could you imagine, let's see the numbers from when automatic came in and majority of automatic cars, and then I'm guaranteeing you now, you see a trend of people on their phones more. Why are they on their phones more?
Yeah.
Because everything's automatic. You don't need to... You could be at a standstill and drive. You could do your whole mileage all the way home and have a phone in your hand. You could technically drive with your knees.
We don't encourage this.
No, we're not encouraging it. I'm just saying. But
yeah,
and electric vehicles are only going to exacerbate that. You can now get in a Tesla, tell it where you want to go, and it will take you there. What are you going to do whilst this car is driving for you?
Just the meat in the middle. You're the only organic part of that car.
In my head, right, I just believe autonomous cars should not be on the road unless the manufacturer is going to take full liability if you crash. That's how autonomous cars should work.
Are we really diving down that rabbit hole? Because that is a monster of a discussion.
It's a monster discussion, but it's fact.
Do you buy a car that's programmed to kill you or kill the child?
Wow.
That is the moral dilemma of it, though. Because it's saying, well, the arguments say it will never put you in a situation like that, but it will happen.
Yeah.
It's undeniable. At some point.
It's like cars that park themselves. If that car hits another car, who's liable? You.
You, because you should have been watching. You're the driver, technically.
I'm the driver, but the car's doing all the work. How does that work?
Laziness and incompetence.
Hence why you got a lot of time. And I do believe with the way electric cars are going, and because of the amount of power they have, you have to remember cars don't have a lot of electricity.
Yeah.
They have a little box and an alternator that keeps it charged, and it runs on a circuit and all of that. So then you can't have AI powers. Well, that's that black magic.
It is black magic.
But then you go to electric vehicle, plenty of power. Because you have to remember, even though they say it's like, 100 kilowatts of power, and then you're only getting so mileage. Well, the reason why they've reduced the mileage is because the power's doing so many other stuff. So most cars now run on CAN system. So
yeah.
you remove the bumper.
Everything's can. Yeah.
You remove the front bumper, engine's not going to start. The system does not compute. That's more power.
It's just pointless. There's no need.
And then the car gets heavier and heavier and heavier.
They are getting heavier. It's just ridiculous.
I reckon if you got hit by an electric vehicle,
equivalent of a train,
it's probably feels like you've been hit by a lorry. Like the mass and the.
I think any speed getting hit by something, solid objects, not good.
I suppose. But for me, electric vehicles have their place. As a car fanatic, and I bleed dino juice, I don't believe it's for anything other than daily. That's why it's an electric car. It's a daily. It eats the miles. You don't have to go to petrol station.
There are
it's
cars
cold,
you can buy that are fun, such as the Hyundai. God, we are really pushing for Hyundai. Hyundai, please sponsor us.
Yeah.
But Hyundai obviously giving it a go, trying to appeal to petrol heads. But then you have got Renault and well, ironically, the French manufacturers making retro, cool-looking things. Small again, cutting down the size.
And I do believe if electric, like I said, the Honda E, if the electric car becomes smaller,
Yeah,
and gives you an average of 120 miles in the cold and in the dry, sorry, in summer.
but that's only because the battery tech goes better. To be fair, we don't actually need it really.
But then look how much money.
People drain it because obviously there's no. I think with it's same, not quite as extreme as when Mazda brought the rotary, but then didn't tell anyone how to look after it. I think it's similar with the electrics. Like you're meant to drain, like your phone. When you first get your phone, you're meant to drain the battery down to 0, charge it up, drain it back down. That never happens.
Everybody has range.
So the battery degradation is going to get worse on normal people's cars as such.
But then recycling.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a conversation for every day of the year when it comes to electric cars, the pros, the cons, where do you see it going, the recycling, is it worth it? Is it for us? Is it not for us?
we could all agree that the crossover thing was
The crossover thing was
a mistake.
It made but the thing is, I think they had to make it a crossover because of the weight.
No, you already got a heavy chassis. Why did you need to put a heavy body on top?
Yeah, but some manufacturers turn the chassis into the battery to reduce the weight. But
What? No.
If somebody had a gun to my head and they said you had to drive, either you had to pick one, either petrol for the rest of your life, or
I've just spotted the irony there. So everyone complaining about these gas guzzling SUVs. So what do they do? Yeah, being heavy. So what do they do? Just put electric instead.
Problem solved. But you have to remember, most cars now are parts bin. Oh, I'll probably get cancelled for this, but Lexus.
Oh no.
Lexus. Has anybody else conned on to Lexus using Nissan underpinnings?
Toyota, you mean?
Is it Toyota or Nissan? But still,
Lexus and Toyota are the same company. It's Toyota.
They're selling the Lexus like it's a German-made vehicle.
Lexus is the premium version of Toyota, technically.
Yes, but the tech was derived from the founding and then shits down to everybody. It's like VAG Group.
Well, it's like saying Ferrari and a Fiat share the same parts.
So then why do Lexus get to charge what?
Because it's a Lexus.
Not Lexus, sorry, Lotus.
Oh, well, you said Lexus. You know Lotus.
My bad, sorry, Lotus. The Lotus SUV.
Oh, well, no. Who? No. I can't remember what company makes that. That is the Lotus Evija?
Yeah.
That is Chinese. That is not made in Britain. There is no
So
British.
why did they cost 200 plus grand then?
Is that how much they are?
Pretty sure.
I don't think they're worth that now. I think they depreciate. Another one that didn't sell very well.
Lotus.
Lotus. Stick to your roots building.
That's a different conversation. That's a Lotus topic conversation. Stick to your roots.
I get it. You need to make money. But I mean, look at Aston Martin. The DBX was meant to save. Oh, God, I'm really off electric now. DBX was meant to save the company. How many of them have they sold? How many have you seen on the road?
Not a lot.
I've seen 3.
Even the Walton one hasn't got a lot.
Even driving around like Chelsea.
All I'm going to say is, right, Lotus reminds me
tractors.
of a fatherless child that went out to get milk and never came back. It lost its identity, didn't know its roots, didn't know how it started, and just tried to pedal on with it. And it's ended up going to China and becoming electric.
Well, again, it's just that whole thing. I think it was an EU mandate where they had to make a certain amount of cars that meet a certain amount of emissions. Because do you remember the EU when they made that rule and you had Aston Martin brought out they went, you had to make an offset cars, smaller engine, carbon emissions, smaller engine cars to offset your carbon emissions. And so Aston Martin went, right, okay, how are we going to get around this? Support the design rights for the Toyota IQ. Then brought out the Aston Martin Signet.
I don't think they sold a lot of them. There's a Signet with a V12, V8.
Yeah, one of them. One.
Well,
that's such a cool thing.
I mean,
that's an Aston Martin engineering team that was sense of humor.
Yeah, literally. And I reckon we could do a topic of each little car brand on this planet.
You'll be here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And on that, Dino Juice, I'd like to thank you for tuning in again for another episode
of the Car Loft.
See ya.